there's always kind of room to be concerned with what President Trump is going to be doing. In the last defense legislation, though, that passed, the Congress made it, and the president signed a law that says that the president can't unilaterally pull out of NATO. And that was seen widely as a way to kind of calm nerves when inevitably President Trump said something like this.
Yeah, but does it calm nerves? And are people starting to really be concerned about how strong an ally US is? I mean, they're struggling just to get aid to Israel, which is, such a long-time ally of theirs, to Ukraine, even for countries in the Indo-Pacific.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is a concern. We have the political strife in the U.S. Is like nothing we've seen before, and the tentacles are really broad, and it certainly is of a concern, right? That and it's certainly true that if Donald Trump were in the White House again, it would be of great concern about how he would behave as commander-in-chief.
Yeah. Is this a political play for him? He was at a big rally. Do his supporters care about NATO, care about whether, what sort of protestations he makes about invading other countries?
They care, but not necessarily the way that the rest of the world, even within the U.S., cares, right? So the way he said it is, if you don't pay your bills, we're not going to help you. And that's the piece of it that I think resonates with his supporters. This idea that people are expecting things for free and he's going to put a stop to it. Now, the idea that there's actually that much consideration of what that means for international security, I doubt that's how they're reading that comment.
Yeah. How do you explain the sort of silence in matters like this from the Republican Party leaders?
Well, I think that Donald Trump is someone they really don't want to cross. They have yet to figure out a way to wrest the party from Trump. They're still trying. Nikki Haley's still trying to win the nomination. It's not looking good. But they can't seem to find a way to critique him without the blowback coming their way.
And potentially very serious blowback, because he almost indicates that their careers will be over, to the point that bills that they themselves, Republicans, have worked on, particularly around border security, have just been rejected. Something that everyone keeps protesting on that side of politics is a major issue, including Trump.
Right, and the border security bill is an unusual case because there have been some Republicans, very, very conservative Republicans, who have come out and said that they don't like that the shadow of Donald Trump was basically scotched the deal, and we have not seen yet a lot of blowback to them. So it'll be interesting to see, I think, as we go forward, if that changes.
Yeah. Biden, of course, is not escaping scrutiny, with a lot of focus on his age, his memory and his cognition.
Exactly. Yeah. He got kind of a good news, bad news report out of the Justice Department. The good news is we're not going to charge you. The bad news is we're gonna say something about your biggest political vulnerability, which is his age and the fact that he sometimes forgets something. So there's a whole new batch of headlines around that issue these days.
Did you find it strange that they were public about a comment like that he was having trouble with his memory and remembering what he did with these documents?
It is an odd thing to say in a report like that. Usually these kinds of documents are as short as possible. This was a Merrick Garland appointee, a Democratic appointee, but of someone who had previously served in the Trump administration. It's an odd thing to say. And I do wonder if it was sort of either to push that political issue or to deflect kind of political blowback for not having charged him.
Yeah, because you can imagine that the other side will make a big play of that it looks like double standards that Trump has pursued over this issue, but not Biden.
Exactly. And that story has definitely taken a backseat to the story of Biden's memory.
Yeah. What did you make now of Lloyd Austin? He's back in hospital, but Defence Secretary, of course, back in hospital. At least this time he seems to have notified his bosses, people know where he is.
Right, exactly. I think this was an example of someone who has never really held this kind of political position. He's a military man, and so the idea that your business is not your business when you are the Secretary of Defense was something he had to learn, and to his credit, he did, and is now being much more open about what's going on with his health.
Yes, and I mean, is there any risk to the stability of the administration with him hospitalised, or is he well covered?
He's well covered. The chain of command is very clear. There's no questions about that. He actually, when he first went in, he said that he was going to remain in his position. He's now said that he's named someone who will work in that position as he's in the hospital, which I think was just clearly to calm nerves a little bit.
Yeah. Now, Kristin, you do realise the first part of the major conspiracy theory going around in US politics, and that is the Kansas Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, has come to fruition. So how concerned are the Republicans about the next stage?
Well, if Taylor Swift can get from a Tokyo concert to a Super Bowl seat, running the presidential election is probably easy in comparison. I think, I think they're nervous, and they have every right to be. That's my new favorite conspiracy theory.
I think you should stick with it. Great to speak to you as always. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.